Go.
Welcome back to Bear Download on ChicagoTribune.com. I'm Dan Wiederer, joined by Brad Biggs out here at Hallis Hall. The Bears had the number 14 pick in Thursday night's NFL draft. Everybody thought they might go defensive tackle. Everybody thought they might go safety. They come away with a cornerback. Virginia Tech's Kyle Fuller, a guy that they think can help them. Maybe not initially a starter, but a guy that can be a cornerstone for the long term.
Yeah, Kyle Fuller's a guy with a lot of versatility. When you talk about versatility, we're not talking about him being moved to the safety position. We're talking about him covering guys all over the field, not exclusively in the slot. Sometimes you think of the nickel cornerback as a smaller guy, a shifty guy. Kyle Fuller's a guy who can cover big targets in the slot. He can cover tight ends in the middle of the field. He can work on the outside. So I think the real attraction that Phil Emery talked about was the matchup possibilities that Kyle Fuller is going to give defensive coordinator Mel Tucker.
And there's a belief that he's not only good in pass coverage, but that this is a guy who can tackle and is reliable as a tackler. 173 in his college career over 4 years at Virginia Tech, and has shown sort of that knack for being able to get around the ball and the willingness to be physical.
Well, and certainly that's something that the Bears have demanded in their defense over the years. Charles Tillman and Tim Jennings, both very physical in run support. I talked to Torian Gray, the secondary coach at Virginia Tech, who was on Lovie Smith's staff here previously, and he said one of the things about Kyle Fuller is he's an excellent blitzer for a cornerback, and that's not something the Bears have done a ton of. Maybe they don't have guys that are great at that, but it sounds like that's something Fuller's going to give them too in terms of versatility.
We came into the night understanding that Phil Emery had 6 players that he was targeting with that number 14 pick. He said when the Bears went on the clock, after the Rams and the Giants had picked in front of them, that there were still 3 of those guys on the board. Aaron Donald, the standout defensive tackle from Pitt, came off the board right before the Bears went on the clock. It's tough to say whether the Bears would have pounced on him over Fuller if he was still there at 14. Yeah. It seems like that would have been the pick.
Talking to people around the league, a lot of people thought that Donald was the guy that the Bears really coveted. But, Phil was genuinely ecstatic to get Fuller here in the mix. And when you talk about safety being a need, yeah, it's a real need. Yeah. But to say that cornerback was not a need for the Bears would be very short-sighted. Charles Tillman, 33, missed 8 games last year on a 1-year contract. And when he was playing last season, he had the knee issue that kept him out of practice regularly.
There's no question. And Phil was asked tonight whether this was a matter of taking the best player available as opposed to the best guy at a position of need. He said this was a situation of taking Kyle Fuller, the guy that they really like there. So they will move on with him and try to find a role. Initially, he'll play some special teams, maybe play in the slot, as you mentioned. And then obviously we'll work in outside as needed.
I wouldn't put a ceiling on him. I mean, this guy could push for a starting job, I think. You take a player at 14 who Phil said was the top-rated cornerback on their board, the second corner taken in this draft, you shouldn't put a ceiling on him. I mean, this guy could come in and push for significant playing time right away.
Still 6 more picks ahead for the Bears. They'll go on the clock again at number 51 in the second round, have another pick in the third round. We'll be back out here at Hallis Hall on Friday and Saturday to chronicle it all. For Brad Biggs, I'm Dan Wiederer. We'll see you later.